courthouse. What did you make of that argument?
Sure.
Or those
So
questions?
there's a Supreme Court decision. It's called Arizona, because Arizona was the state that tried to do this, though to a lesser degree, actually. They weren't quite as ballsy as Iowa has been. And that Supreme Court decision absolutely controls the issues in this case. In that case, the Supreme Court said that the federal government regulates the field of immigration, and when they do that, you can't pass laws, even if you're trying to help the federal government, because the whole space is occupied by the federal government. And the federal government rejected the idea that Iowa's putting forward here, that just because they're trying to enforce federal immigration law, and they have the same goals as the federal government, they can do it. And the Supreme Court said no. When it's an immigration space, only the federal government gets to control that. And there are good reasons for it, including, as the Department of Justice argued today, foreign policy concerns, right? How we treat non-citizens in this country has huge foreign policy implications. And if the states get to do it, then they risk interfering with these international affairs, with our diplomatic relations, in a way that really hurts the United States as a whole. Sure. So a district court in Texas and then the Court of Appeals have both held that the Texas law, which is very similar to this law, is likely illegal. And those decisions, they're not binding on this court. They don't have to follow them, but they're certainly very persuasive, right? When a federal Court of Appeals does its own analysis and says this is unconstitutional, this judge is obviously very concerned about that and will take their reasons very seriously. So it's likely to influence the judge's decision in this case.